We're professional here.
So, hey, glad you guys are here. So basically what we're gonna do is gonna go over, first we're gonna go over set up the sawmill, just basic stuff about setting it up right, and to get that going first. We're gonna take some stuff off, covers off and stuff like that, show you how to do the maintenance on the sawmill so it's maintained properly. We will talk a little bit about sawmill alignment, some issues you can possibly run into with that over time. And then we will get into the operation and stuff of that. And saw a few logs up a little bit later on. And so that's kind of how we expect the day to go down. So when you first get to where you're going, the sawmill, you want it very close to level, okay? It's front to back and side to side. This particular mill is better off, works better if it's pretty dang close. Some of the other ones don't have to be, but this particular one does. When you're traveling, always travel with the vendors on the mill. They are gonna be basically some of the first things to come off. You got bungee cords there, take them loose. You got a pin right here that's kind of got the head held in place. You can raise that pin, pull that pin out. Push that forward and pull this fender off. Just kind of store them underneath the mill. You should be able to pull that pin out. Okay? Just kind of slide it under the mill. You got a pin right here that holds the head in place. Pull that. Now you can raise the head up. And you can drop this down out of the way now. Alright, so this is your handle. Most of the time it rides right there. We'll drop these down. Looks like that front may be a little bit low.
You need a lift? I've got one in the truck.
You got one?
Yeah.
Let's grab it. Sometimes my eyeball ain't too good. This side's a little bit high, so I'm just making sure these are not causing that.
The Amazon special there doesn't have anything to keep it constantly level.
It's okay.
Primarily use that one to hook binoculars onto.
Just come up a little bit more. Nope, back just come up now. This side just come up.
So ground needs to be pretty level before you set this thing, is what you're saying?
And the ground really don't matter. I mean,
Just
you got
need your
plenty
mill
of
down
adjustment
level.
on the legs here. There, that's pretty darn close up there.
You need to check it again once you get weight on it, I guess.
Just kind of want pretty close here. If you were going to set it up somewhere and keep it somewhere, you would like to have a little bit better footing underneath the mulch.
Yeah.
Because it's going to settle.
Yeah.
It's gonna settle stuff like
Burying down there.
so blocks wouldn't be a bad idea. don't know if the mill's been ran at all since y'all got it.
I cranked it up a time or two in the winter,
Okay.
but not the last 2 months. at least.
Okay. You got keys? You got keys?
One of them have it, I could probably. You got keys?
Who's got the keys to Sawmill?
They're not gonna be on these.
First time I ever seen it.
They were in it.
Don't look at the North Carroll County Ag Department.
They were in the thing.
Let me get over here with y'all.
This is the first time we've ever seen anything.
This boy worked on that, I can't get you, I do have a key.
So y'all really don't know who's got the
Let's
keys
drop
to
it off.
Sawmill?
No.
It was in it, probably got on that, so.
Okay.
Was there any one you was cranking? Just fell out.
Do you think it just fell out? While
Probably
you're
just
there?
out, put it in the air. It's been in the car for 3 months.
That would be a good place to put it.
I bet them engines we got. Oh, that's pretty good.
That's just coming down the road.
Oh, university.
It's a universal color key, it ain't like it's anything special. Let me see if it'll crank. Has anybody been around the mill before?
I've used it one time.
Long time ago.
Alright. Let's go over some of the basic maintenance to begin with. First of all, anytime you're going to use the mill, these felt pads here, and these 2 felt pads here, and here, need to be lubricated with Dextron 3 automatic transmission. Okay. Just, we keep a squirt bottle on there. Squirt some fluid on there. Let it soak in the felt. That lubricates your top rails of the head. Your up and down chain, keep transmission fluid on it as well. Just kind of drop it down. Lubricate it off from the top, and that way you stay nice and lubricated. The grease fittings, you've got one grease fitting here, That grease fitting gets greased every 200 hours, just a couple shots of grease. That's on the up and down system here. And if I'm not mistaken, that is the only grease fitting on the sawmill.
Other than the side jacks.
It's greased every 200 hours.
200 hours, that's gonna be a lot.
All the bearings on the mill are sealed, except for that one. So yeah, it probably will be a little
If
while.
we use it 200 hours, we have really used a lot.
The blade wheel belts that the sawmill rides on, these belts, you can bring that over here. The belts inside the pulley here. These belts get rotated every 50 hours. So to rotate those, you're gonna take the tension off the blade here, grab hold of that and pull. Now, when you're taking the tension on or putting tension on the mill, you wanna make sure you got a good grip on the handle and make sure your face is not in line with that ball. So, just kind of pull on that. There's a little bit of pressure, but not too bad. Let me bear it for John. Bear it for Lou.
Stop. That sound like the voice of experience, sir.
I think an old bandsaw makes it.
Take the tension off. Kind of slide the blade out at the top to begin with.
What's the ideal lifespan of a blade?
You should probably expect to be able to cut anywhere from 500 to 800 board foot with a blade before it gets dull.
Okay.
So, generally speaking, probably if you're running steady, probably 2.5 hours. Okay. So, like I said, every 50 hours, we're gonna take the belt off, pull it off. Same thing, this one over here. Take that one off. And they are supposed to be that loose. Just swap sides.
You just swap sides, is all you do?
Straight and sideways. This
How
is
long
an
will they
idler
last?
pulley. And that's the dry pulley. It's gonna wear a little faster. Now, these belts are on here to keep the blade off of this metal pulley. So anytime that belt gets worn to where the blade is about to hit the pulley, put new belts on. If they get nicked up real bad or frayed real
Well, they're
bad,
awful loose on there.
they are. That's the way they're designed. Rotate those every 50 hours, and you're probably looking 300 or 400 hours expected life on those.
Here, let me put some gloves on, put that blade on.
Okay.
You keep on is there an hour meter anywhere on this machine?
Actually, there's not.
Okay.
Some guys will you can get a digital hour meter online. That all you got to do is stick it on the engine. And I think they make a couple of different kinds. One, you wrap a wire around a spark plug wire. The other one may work off vibration, I think. So you gonna put this one on?
Yeah, I figured I'd do it with you, I might.
Do you know how to fold and unfold a blade?
No.
Okay. Let me have
It's
it.
pretty impressive what you just did a while ago, I know.
All right, so
Let's do that.
we can have blade fold classrooms. All right, so most of the time you've got blades and they're in what we call a flat pack. When you get them, there's 15 blades wrapped up inside of each other like this. Where my left hand is, you will have a plastic zip tie. Cut it. Where my right hand is a metal clip with a slot in it. Make sure the slot is sticking up. Don't cut the metal clip. But you'll take one blade section at a time out of the metal clip and then kind of open the blade up. So if you do that, you don't really have to fold and unfold the blades. Well, a lot of guys will store the blades folded up just so they don't take up as much space where they're at. Okay. But, so if you get a blade that's folded up like this, You're gonna take the blade in your left hand with the teeth facing your fingers. Take the blade section off the top, pull it down. Now what you're looking for here, the two pieces that form the X here have to go underneath the top section right there. That's what you want. Now, sometimes you get that. You got the X, but they're both on top. Take that, put it on the bottom. There we go. Take the next one off the top. You got an X, but one's on top and one's on bottom. Put that on the bottom until you get the next one, and they're both on the bottom. All right, so from here, so we're taking the blade section off the top.
You better let me do this.
And go into here, and here, and here, hold it, open it up.
Hey, you better let me do this.
Step back.
On the video.
Remember that time we
Don't,
videoed that?
don't throw and run. We don't like the throw and run method. So take your left hand, teeth facing your fingertips.
Teeth face, fingers.
Teeth facing your fingertips. All right. Take the blade section off the top.
I got it right there.
Yep. So rotate it around. Let this rest on your leg. There you go. Take your right hand, put it here. Put your right index finger there. And move your left hand to there. Put your left hand right up here. Right, that's fine. Keep your hands together. Keep your hands all the way together. Right there. Pick straight up. Get it off your leg. Hold it away and open it up.
That's quite dangerous.
Let's try it again.
But each kid in the class.
You're gonna have to do it
Holy
twice.
moly, that's
You're gonna have to
dangerous.
do
You're
it
not bleeding, it's a good thing.
Do it one more time.
It's not something let students do, I don't believe.
No.
Alright, this is my top.
Yep. Take it off.
I gotta take it off,
Then rotate it around.
rotate around. We'll
Right
put
hand there.
right hand there,
Right over the top, right there.
over top,
Put your
finger
index
there,
finger, left hand there.
left hand
Now
there,
put your hand right here,
right here.
right there. Pick straight up. Keep
straight
your
up.
hands together. Pick
Do we only have the one blade right now, Lucas?
No, we got more blades.
Hold it away from you. Open your hand up.
You're getting better, huh?
That was pretty nerve wracking.
I like Lucas's idea better. Get it started, throw it up there and run.
We don't like the throw and run method. I'd rather have control over the blade. But if you're
There'll be
gonna
some of that
fold
going
them
on.
up,
Like a mad cat, you just.
it's harder to fold up than it is to unfold them for most people. To fold them up, you're gonna hold them up just like this, hands a little bit more shoulder width apart. Keep this right up underneath your belt buckle. And we're gonna bounce that end of the blade down. When that bounces down, we're gonna roll our hands over the top and together. Just like that.
Gotcha.
Okay. A lot of guys want to bring their hands straight in or under the bottom. That doesn't work. Your hands have got to go over the top, just like that. When you cross the blades over, fold both
Grab
pieces with one hand. Bring
That's your top.
the other section up. Yep.
Alright, so this has gotta go
Come toward me.
towards you.
Yep.
And then I put this on my crotch.
Now put it on your leg. Not on your crotch. Right hand in the corner,
Right hand
over
there.
the top. Hook it.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna
Left
grab
hand
this
over
with my
there.
left.
Left hand in the corner.
This is my
There you
left.
go.
That makes
Keep your
sense.
hands together. Pick straight up. Hold it away from you and open it up.
You got it.
Alright, then I'm gonna throw this on my crotch.
Yeah. Bring your hands down a little bit further.
Be careful.
Well, we're down now.
So you're bringing your hands straight in. So you need to keep your hands apart and just kind of bounce.
Oh,
You want to have to bounce it a little bit?
I like that, gets it down.
did I pull it in or out?
No, you just keep your hands,
Take it off. Pull it away.
keep your hands at the same width, but you want to bounce it a little bit.
Practice line.
Don't bring your hands in. You want to bring them in. Put your thumbs on the outside of the blade.
Uh-huh.
And you're gonna roll your hands over and together.
Okay.
Gotta get this end coming down first.
Let me show you. Bring your hands a little bit further apart. There you go. Alright. So this is what you want it to feel like when you do it.
It's amazing.
Just like that.
You can't be in charge.
Pull up, eight, so. Just hands here.
Mhm.
I'm gonna roll up. All I'm doing is, now I've got a good, I can do this without gripping the blade at all.
Uh-huh.
But if I wanna grip it,
Uh-huh.
we're gonna grip it and roll the blade over the top.
And in February, of last
Bounce it. And it's a timing thing too. Roll, bring your hands together now. Cross the blades. Let this blade come down. Alright, open it back up. Let me show you the cheating way to do it. Come here. We're gonna show him the cheating way. Hook it under your belt. Hook the other end of
Hey,
the
Ben.
log. Go straight up your hands. Cross. Okay, come on.
Yeah, make sure you get on this one.
Or you don't ever have to fold them either. That's the top, right? Yep. Yep. Put that there. Always put your hand over the top. Put it in that corner right there.
Hold that there.
Hook it.
Take
Left
my left.
hand in the other
It's gonna
corner.
go right here, right?
Yep.
Hold it away from me.
Keep it straight up. Hands together. Hands together.
Alright, somebody else will do it.
Everybody else sitting out.
No?
Blades on things that's expensive. Put it on when it wears out, throw it away, put it in, or hang it up like it is right
Yeah, a lot of guys will just hang it up. They'll never fold. Depending on whether you use resharp or not, sometimes resharp's in the back folded up. Alright, so we'll put this back on in a little bit. Grab a couple tools.
Ours is about 20 bucks a blade.
About 25.
25.
Yeah. This is your main dry belt. Over time, that belt's gonna wear and stretch a little bit. And if that belt gets loose, your mill's not gonna cut very straight. So we need to make sure we maintain a steady tension on the dry belt. If you can look, you got an idler pulley that rotates up. So now rotate that lever over. So we have what we call a belt tension gauge. We're gonna take this cover here off. You look at these two bolts?
Do we need one of those belt tension gauges?
Yeah.
I don't remember getting one of those.
Should be in your owner's manual, but you can have that one for sure. Alright, so our belt is engaged. Now the spec for our belt tension is 7/16 of an inch deflection at 14 pounds of force. Okay, so we need to measure how far we're pushing, how far we're deflecting the belt, and we're measuring how much pressure it takes to deflect the belt as far as we need to. So we got two measurements. You got an inch scale right here, and then over here you've got a pound scale. We're gonna take the pound scale and zero that out. Just push that all the way down. Our inch scale, we need to measure 7/16 of an inch deflection. So we need a 0 point to begin with. So our 0 point is gonna be right here where this cover is, with this tension gauge rest just touching the belt. I'm gonna see where my inch scale lines up with the edge of that cover. We're right at 11/16 of an inch right there. So I need to measure up 7/16 of an inch from there. So there's 5, 6, 7. That's gonna put me at 1 1/8. Put that
So
O-ring
you
there.
added 7/16 to 11/16.
Right. That puts me at 1 1/8, right?
I'd have to get out a sheet of paper to do that.
We're
in my
not
head,
math
to be honest
teachers,
with you.
right? I got you. So we're gonna put this on the tension on the belt, and I'm gonna push down until that O-ring lines up with that edge of that cover, and see how much force it took me to get there. I'm right at 13 pounds. So it took me right at 13 pounds of
And
pressure
you're
to
supposed
get
to be what, 14?
14. That's close enough. 13 is definitely close enough. Now, over time, you will need to adjust this to tighten that belt up. To tighten your belt tension up, you will loosen this top nut here. Loosen this up this way and tighten this one back against it. You're making the gap between these two pins wider so that that idler pulley rotates over further.
So you're gonna, to give you more torque, you're gonna go that way.
Yeah, I'm gonna loosen this, tighten this.
Okay.
Okay?
That would give you 15 pounds instead of
Yeah.
13 pounds.
Right. Spec is 7/16 deflection at 14 pounds.
All right.
And that's gonna be
Tell me
your-
if I do it right. I'm gonna zero it out. Okay.
and get you a
And I need to measure this, right?
yeah, just measure from the belt. Don't push down on the belt. Just see where the belt and the cover.
This end or that end? It doesn't matter.
Doesn't
does
matter.
it?
As long as you're the same one.
I should have brought my reading
That's
glasses.
fine too. And just go up 7/16 of an inch from there. Make sure you're not on centimeters.
That guy was on centimeter. So I'm at,
Right at 3/4 maybe.
I'm dead on 3/4.
Okay, so go up 7/16 of an inch from there.
So 7/16 plus 3/4 would be 19/16. So that would be
1 3/16.
Inch and 3/16.
inch and 3/16.
If you want to do it the easy way, you just go 1's 4, and then 5, 6, 7.
All right, I'm there.
The bad thing is that we're all gonna have to do math for today, when we start drawing.
So I'm at the inch and 3/16.
3/16.
So I need to,
Now, put the metal end against the belt, not the rubber tip. Don't put the rubber tip.
oh,
There we
okay.
go. And
And
you're gonna push
I'm gonna
down.
push down until I hit it
Right. There
and
you
then
go.
stop.
Go to the number.
So I'm at 13, or I'm at, yeah,
Yeah,
13,
12, 13.
12,
somewhere in that
13
area.
pounds.
That's fine.
That's fine.
If
Okay.
you're above 10, you'll be fine on
All right, glad I got that on video. That's a little complicated.
that. You can keep that.
Okay.
Put this back on. And guys, that's pretty much it as far as maintenance on the mill itself goes. We talked about lubricating the felt,
Gotta put the blade back on.
rotating the belts. Our grease fitting, 200 hours, our change 50 hours. Your drive belt, I think they recommend checking it after the first 20 hours and then every 50 hours after that.
Then the engine is just,
Let's go to the engine real quick.
or did we get anything on the mill?
Nope. That's it on the mill. So a couple of things on the engine. Number one is gasoline, okay? If you're gonna use the mill all the time, you can put whatever fuel you want and not have to worry about it. If you're using it once a week, once every 2 weeks, you'll be fine. But using it the way you're probably gonna be using it, it needs to have non-ethanol fuel in it, and it needs to have a fuel stabilizer in the fuel as well.
What's fuel stabilizer?
Like Staybill or something like that. Staybill's probably the best known one.
Yeah.
That everybody runs in their marine engines. Staybill's the best one out there. All your engine maintenance is listed under
nice.
here in 4 different languages. We're gonna go with English. You're gonna check your oil every time before you run it. Your dipstick is right back here. I'll take a little check on that real quick. Oil level is good. If it's not, oil fill is there. 10W30 is the recommended engine oil in it. Honestly, with the manual, there is a Kohler manual and it says the same thing. And it's got the API specs and stuff in there on that. So if you're using a good quality engine oil, you'll be fine. But check your oil level at the time before you start it. Every 25 hours, you're gonna wash and re-oil your pre-cleaner on your air filter.
What do you oil it with?
So to wash it, you're gonna take it and just wash it out with a mild dish soap. Get any dirt and stuff out of it. Let it air dry a little bit, and then put 2 tablespoons of clean 30 weight oil on it. Squeeze it around to distribute the oil evenly through the foam, and then put it back on. That's technically the way it's supposed to work.
I've never seen one of those.
Yeah. You're gonna change your oil at 100 hours. Your oil drain is here. Take your cap off right there. You're gonna drain your oil right there. Oil filter is over here on the left side of the motor. Change your air filter at 100 hours. Replace your fuel filter at 200 hours. Clean your coolant fins at 100 hours. And replace your spark plugs at 500. Okay? And like I said, all that's right there. Any questions on any of the maintenance on the mill?
This fluid that's here, what is it?
That is water and probably about 2, maybe 3 cups of liquid laundry detergent, if that's what we put in it. Okay, that's generally what we put in the water to keep the blade clean. And you got a valve up there that you can adjust it with, but you can just flip on and off to turn the water on and off right there while you're running. And it's probably not